Hey guys, Dean here from Blue Sense Digital, and in this video I want to run through how to only push your first product variant from Shopify into the Merchant Center and the options you have to do that. Why you'd want to do this in the first place, obviously if you have, let's say, different colors of a specific product, for example, and you have maybe 30 to 40 different colors of that product, you may only want to submit a single product into, or a single variant of that specific product into the Google Merchant Center, so that your spend within Google Ads is not too finely split across, hundreds of different product variants. And this is where this approach would come into play. So essentially you really have two options here as far as I understand. The first is in Shopify itself. If you're using the SOSIS feed app to push your product feed from Shopify into the Merchant Center, and for some reason I couldn't get my normal blurring tool to work, I'm also going to minimize my face here. So I've got a screenshot for you instead. So the SOSIS Google Shopping Feed app here. If you're using this is obviously a really strong or really powerful tool in terms of managing your feeds getting synced into the Merchant Center. So to do that, or to only sync your first variant into the Merchant Center, if you're using SOSIS, very easy process. Go into the app, go into settings, go up to here to the settings tab, click on sync settings from Shopify, and that'll take you down to, or it'll open up this sync settings options here, and you can select your variant submission preference here, and you can choose from either first variant only or all variants. So as you can see here, we're currently pushing all variants into the Merchant Center for this specific client, but if we wanted to only push the first variants through into GMC, then you can just tick the first variant only option and then hit resync, and that'll only push the first variant into the Merchant Center for you. So that's obviously first prize if you're using the SOSIS app. You do pay for this app. It's $5 a month if you are over, I believe, 100 or so products. I could be wrong, but it's really not expensive, or not an expensive app, and the functionality that it gives you, especially if you've got a huge number of products that you stock, is well worth the monthly subscription. So just heading on over to the second option. The second option, if you're not using the SOSIS app, is to manually exclude the different variants from your product feed within the Merchant Center. And as far as I can see, the only way to do that is through a supplemental feed and through using the excluded destination attribute over here. So I'll link the full excluded destination attribute video in this video's description, so that you can watch that if you'd like. There's obviously a lot of documentation around this as well, which I've linked in that video's description. But essentially how this works is, as you can see here, I've got a product export from one of my clients with all their products, their title, the product's titles, and the product's item IDs. And then let's say, as you can see here, we've got multiple different color variants of these different products, and we wanted to exclude some of these different variants from the Merchant Center completely. So we use the excluded destination attribute for this specific product, and we add in the different channels that we want to exclude. Again, more detail about this in the full excluded destination video, again linked in this video's description. As you can see here, if we just head on over to this specific product, just for your reference, this is a gift card that we don't want to be pushing in Google Ads or in shopping ads, and in display ads. We only want to be pushing that across the free listing section. So as you can see here, we've excluded that from shopping ads and display ads, and we're currently only pushing that through the free listings section. And obviously you can apply the same approach to different color variants or different product variants within your product feed. It does start to get a little bit technical when you've got thousands and thousands of products to go through and manually add manually add the excluded destination attribute to each of the variants that you want to exclude from the Merchant Center. But if you're in a position like that, in that case, I'd highly recommend just installing the SOSIS app on the back end of Shopify, and that should solve that issue for you. If you don't want to approach it that way, then I'd recommend running a script in your Google Sheet. You can quite easily write a script for a Google Sheet using ChatGPT, basically saying add these attributes to all variants except one for each unique product in your in your product database. Again, highly recommend some process there, but it should be easy enough to write a script with ChatGPT and get a script to add these attributes to each variant that you want to exclude from your product feed. Just for reference, to run a script in a Google Sheet, go to extensions, go to app script, and you can add that script in there and then deploy or run that specific script within your Google Sheet. So that's everything I wanted to touch on in this video. Again, if you have any questions, leave those in this video's description. All the resources I mentioned are linked in this video's description. Again, any questions, leave those in the comments, and we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.